edit from this point forward. Welcome to the National Association of FHA Consultants and Genesis Rehab Project Creator Software Education and Training. This video will explain how to bring a project from another software into the Genesis reporting system. We will be using the features of importing reports from ISN as well as entering information once created from another software. In order to do this effectively, you should print off a copy of your specification of repairs or work write-up so that you can enter the information manually from the other system. We currently do not import data from other rehab softwares as their programming is incompatible with our system. So we will be copying this order in manually after we have imported the data using ISN. The first thing you're going to do is locate the file in your ISN records, and from there you're going to identify what the order history is by hitting View Order History. The reason you need to do that is you need to identify this unique order ID number. You want to hit Copy so that when you enter Genesis, this is the number you're going to search the record for. You do not want to use this order number because in some cases this order does not link directly to this unique number, and that's an issue that ISN has made very clear. The only way to assure that you are accurately using the record you're referring to, in this case 3009 West 11th Street, is by making sure you are copying and pasting this unique order ID. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to open up Genesis, and you want to use Chrome. Other browsers such as Firefox don't work as well, and we are working to try to address those browser inconsistencies, but you want to use Chrome for that. Enter your company ID, and you enter Consultant Management. Log in using your Consultant ID number. And this is a great project if you want to have a staff member or a back office person learn how to use Genesis while entering this information. So we're going to create a new project via import from ISN. And there's the button there, Create Project via Import from ISN. Then you're going to go here, and where you have the search box, you're going to paste that ID number that we got from the UUID from ISN. And there it is, and this says BA5E7, and you see the record number says 2322. BA5E7 is record number 2307 from there. So as you can see, perfect example where the order ID does not match once it's copied over into Genesis. So BA5E7 is the exact record, so now I'm going to import it. Once I import it, I need to add additional information, for example, the project name. The project name that we feel is the most accurate way to do that is to use the street name, in this case 11th Street, and then the street number, dash the client's last name. And in this case, my client's last name is a county. This is a full rehab. It is a purchase. And this information, you would already know that because you've already worked with this project. The contingency reserve in this case is 15%. And this was my initial inspection date, November 21st, 2015. Now, at this point, you should have the FHA case number and or the loan number. But if you don't have it at this point, that's okay. You can enter it later. Properties and information. this is all moot because you've already done your initial consultation. It's already gone to closing. You're only really filling this information in order to complete the report processing. Client information details, the lender details. I'm going to put the lender. There's my lender who originated the loan. And it's going to copy that lender detail in, as you can see, waiting for Genesis. And so then it copied the lender. Now, the agent information, at this point, it doesn't matter that the agent details are not present. In fact, if you want to, you actually can make this, you can close this out and simply say, no agent. As you can see, if we view this order, we did have the initial agent, but if you do not have that agent set up, it's not a problem. You can always use you should set up an agent called None, N-O-N-E. And there you can see N-O-N-E at none.net. You do need to put in agent information, but if you're doing a refi and there is no real estate agent, or you're bringing it in after closing, you don't really have that information or don't want to look for it, you don't need to. Just hit None at none.net. So now I'm going to activate this project. So now this project has been activated. So now I'm going to go to the active project, and you see Genesis will now organize your files by this project, by the project name. So that's why I put the street name first, because it will sort them by the street name. You might want to organize your files by the last name of the client. Most lenders will have theirs organized by the client last name. I prefer the street name. So now, here, we do not want to go through the preliminary work write-up task. We want to go straight to work write-up. So we don't need to go through the preliminary tasks of a pre-inspection report and a feasibility inspection and a contractor bidding process. We want to skip right to work write-up. And here you see the warning. You are choosing to skip to the work write-up task list and bypass all preliminary evaluation and reporting processes, including feasibility study and contractor bidding. This should only be done in the following example situations: entering a project into Genesis that was begun from another software system, taking over a project from another consultant, or preliminary reporting steps not necessary due to refinance 203K project where contractor bidding has already been successfully provided. So now, once you skip this button, you can't go back. So now you see here where I'm at the point where I'm going to the work write-up task list. And when you create the work write-up task list, it will automatically create a contractor's bid, so that if you are going straight to submitting to underwriter for approval, you will have the corresponding contractor proposal in the format you need for completion within Genesis. And so here you can see the cover page. And you can just basically put any file you want to this, because again, we're not going to be using this file. But it's nice to be able to have the photo so you can be able to have it in your order to see what the house looks like when you're going back. So I'm uploading my photo. Oops, the photo is too small, so I'm going to need to put a bigger photo in. You want to make sure that you have copied over the permit details if you want to have it in your Genesis record. Although as this file was already started, I didn't need that, but I did have a general building permit. I had a electrical permit, and I had a plumbing permit. So now the contractor, we can enter the contractor at this point if you want to. If you do not have you should have your contractor information available to you to enter into the system. So here I'm going to select the contractor, or I'm going to add another one. Now, as some 203K projects allow you to have up to 4 individual contractors, you can add up to 4 contractors. So I'm going to select the contractor for this project. Once you've selected one contractor, you can add up to 4. Then you go back to your active project that's in work write-up and continue with the work write-up process. So now we go back. We have our contractor selected. He's going to do all construction work. And we need to, because we had not saved it, we lost all the details that we had put in there. And so that is 450. And then we hit submit. Now we go back, and now that's checked off. Now this is the place where you're going to enter your specification of repairs details. And this is where you're going to need to refer to the information you printed off from your prior system. You just hit the plus to add a repair to the category, and then you want to select a line item. Now, as a refresher, if you're new to Genesis, you may have nothing in the company selection side and only the default items in Genesis. Once you've clicked an item from the default side in Genesis, do not ever click it again from this side, as it will make multiple duplicates of that line item. So once you've clicked it one time, it will automatically be copied over into your company list of repairs. So here, if you have something that does not exist, you can always add it, but in this case, we have it right here. And then you hit submit. So you want to copy the information from your other system. In this case, this is the roof. It is mandatory. It's going to be completed by the contractor. And then you write the brief description. Then here you need to put in the material and labor that the contractor gave you. So in this case, most times you're just going to use the quantity of lump sum. Again, you just want to get the numbers in so you can do your draw inspections. So lump sum, quantity 1, and then this is my material cost. Then you go down here to lump sum, and then you enter quantity 1, and you're going to enter your labor. Why do you want to have both labor and material? Because this is how the contractor entered it, and this way you're keeping everything, at least from the number side, consistent with the way your program is set up. You can add additional items by selecting the yes to add another item. And the description does not have to be extremely accurate, as again, you've already got the write-up printed out from another software. The purpose for thus entering into Genesis is so that you can be able to use this information to be able to complete your draw numbering process. So as you can see, I'm entering who's doing this. And if I type it right, it'll be better. Again, the nice thing about this system is it actually does offer spelling support. And there's a description. So then once again, lump sum, quantity 1, the material, and you can tab over, and you can see I'm that. And if you hit the L twice, it will give you lump sum, quantity 1, and then we can hit submit. I have no others to enter, so I'm going to hit submit. Now at this point, I have all that I need to literally complete this project, and then I want to now enter my fee schedule. Your fees are basically your draw fees, and you should have that information from your initial work write-up documentation. So in this case, my draw fee, and If you want to include mileage into the draw fee, you need to enter that in. Now we're doing 4 draws for this project. The lender is paying this because obviously it's after closing. My cost per mile is 57 cents. And I have 35 miles. And there we're good. Now, all the additional fees that you had to go to closing, if you want to enter this in to keep track of the full record, you can add this. But the only thing you needed to have in here is your draw fees. So you actually can, at this point, hit submit. But if you want to be thorough, and you can add all the fees that you were paid, okay, so then we're done. Okay, so now we have completed this. Oops, I didn't hit save, did I? Yep, I forgot to hit save. My bad. This shows you the importance of hitting save. And I'm going to hit and now I'm going to hit submit. Perfectly. Now it's submitted. And now you can see I have to enter my closing date. You should have this information already available to you. In this situation, my client's closing date was March 1st. And the homeowner contractor agreement, this is, you don't have to worry about this because this was already completed. So all you have to do is just basically put anything in here to make it editable. Submit, you did enter it in. And then hit submit. Now you can see that you can hit print, preview, work write-up, or finalize. If you want to review it to make sure everything is correct before you finalize the document, I do suggest that you do so. Print it off, confirm it to the numbers that you completed with the information that you set from the prior software system. And once you've confirmed that everything is accurate and you hit the finalize work write-up, you now are at the point where you can actually start the draw process. So this concludes this training for how to input data into our Genesis system from an already set up project. If you have any questions or need any additional support, please don't hesitate to reach out to us at the National Association of FHA Consultants at www.nafag.org or at support@genesis203k.net. Thank you.